things, you know.
See, I just started recording and then
All right, you gotta stop.
Come on, family.
Started.
No, we're gonna keep it going, man. It's candid. Well, go on, family. So once again, we managed to organize another soccer family get together. I'm the guy asking a lot of questions today, M. And once again, we have a cast of characters. First of all, let's introduce another questionable Manchester United fan, Cisse. Say what's up to the people, Cisse.
Yeah, that's great support, man.
All right.
What's up, people?
And then next we have B. B, tell everybody what one.
Yeah, what's up, people? How we doing? Back for another one again.
B is back in live and in living color. And then last but not least,
Sounds
we have
very
another.
excited.
Yeah. Another Arsenal fan. We got Akan in the groups. Akan, say what's up, man, to the family.
What's up, guys? Happy to be back.
All right. So let's kick it off real quick. So normally we don't have a podcast on Saturdays, but tomorrow is gonna be a big day, and I wanted to get a lot of people's ideas, thoughts, and opinions before the games actually happen, because there's a lot of Monday morning quarterbacks in the world. So the championship Sunday. Let's start off with the biggest question in football. Who do you think is gonna make top 4 at the end of tomorrow?
Sadly, I think it's going to be Manchester United and Chelsea. That's what my brain thinks.
No.
But my heart wanted to be Manchester United and Leicester.
Listen,
right?
Forget your heart. Man. Nobody cares about your heartbeat.
No, you know what? The thing is, I'm not even going to tell you that I hate Chelsea fans. I hate Chelsea as a club. I don't. But the Chelsea fans that we have, bro, those guys get to me. Like, so just for that by itself, it would be a joy for them to lose. But that's what my heart says. But my brain says it's gonna be Manchester United and Chelsea. Even though I think if Manchester United don't make it, they're gonna fire the manager. I think they're gonna fire Oli, but that's a different story.
So why do you think? Okay, so let's start off with Manchester United. Why do you think there is so much pressure on the club to, even regardless of what Ole has done up to this point? Why do you think it now comes down to this one game?
Me?
Yeah.
Because the first thing, I think he made a mistake last week. I think he made 2 mistakes 2 weeks in a row, where I think they were playing Norwich and they were leading like 2-1, and he took off Pogba after like 60 minutes because he was trying to save him for the other games, right? And then Norwich scored and the game ended like 2-2, right? That's inexperience right there, because he should have never did that, because he's worried about the games prior. And then in the FA Cup game, as a manager, and then in the FA Cup game, he picked a weakened team. For what reason, I don't know. I guess they say they want to make the top 4, but that is pointless because Chelsea was trying to make the top 4, and that's who they were playing against. No, if it works out, it's fine, but if it don't work out, that's the first thing people are going to say. You can't be in a semi-final and not try to win it. It's not like you're in the first or the second round. But if you're in the semi-final, why don't you just go ahead and try to win it? Because you're already there.
Cisse, I know you're a big fan of Ole, as am I. You know, I know that you're a big fan of Ole. So
Please don't start that narrative. I beg you.
As a Manchester United fan, would you prefer to lose the semi-final of the FA Cup, or put yourself in a position where you end up falling out of top 4? Which one would you pick?
Neither. I don't have time for that foolishness, man. We're Manchester United, dude. I don't want to be losing any games, rather it's the FA Cup, Capital Cup, or any type of cup, bro. What's wrong with this guy? You see, this is the mindset we're at right now, man. What would we rather lose? Like,
it's okay. Go ahead.
Listen, but anyway, man. Personally, for me, should have started with a stronger squad. We're in the semifinals, like B is saying, man. We're here to win. Like, we are Manchester United, man. This is something that he has to get grab a hold of, man. This is not something that, sometimes we're going to win some games, or, we're going to fight for other. Yeah, that's all irrelevant. The club
You don't
of
think
this
so you,
tier,
so you don't think Ole grasps the gravity of being at Manchester United? He was part of the 99
Bro.
treble, and he's been at the club for a while. You think Ole still doesn't understand the stature of United?
I think behind closed doors he does, but on the pitch is totally different with him, because some of the things that he does with his pitch, it's like contradicting to what he's saying behind closed doors. And that's my problem with him.
Mixed
Right? It
message.
doesn't match at times. It's just like he would say all of this at a press conference, say, we know the DNA, Manchester, you're doing that, all of that. Remember, let me put it this.
That's
Remember
true.
he was saying the first 8
Cisse,
months,
we
the guy was
lost.
like, I'm an attacking. Listen,
Yeah, that's true.
Cisse, we
the guy
lost.
was saying,
We lost out of.
please,
Okay,
let me make this one statement. Remember, the first 8 months, the guy was like, listen, Manchester United, we're going to bring back the attacking everything. Next thing you know, the guy has Jose Mourinho. Like, you're telling me that guy's not flip-flamming? Sometimes I can't take that guy serious, man. Like, come on, dude.
Cisse,
Come
we
on.
won. We haven't lost a game since January, right? And we lose out of I think it was 27, 28 games. We lost one game, right? After Project Restart, we have the best. We have the most points since Project Restart. We lost one game, and then all of a sudden, everybody's now being so critical of Ole. Yes, I understand that he's not a manager of Jose's caliber. I understand that he's not Pochettino, but Alex Ferguson had to start somewhere, right? So right now, it's a fact that Ole has any reason for us to fire him. Like, what's the reason behind Ole getting, like, you guys wanting Ole to get out of what he's doing?
Let me ask one question.
You remember when we used to win games? You remember when we used to win games 1-0 by playing counter-attacking football? Now we're playing beautiful football, right? Thanks to the players that Ole had. I don't understand why you're pushing your face up.
Listen,
This is a football conversation. You guys are not here. Go ahead.
I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder, to be honest with you. But I wouldn't call that beautiful football. I mean, Ole talks about playing football the United way. This isn't the Man United I knew. They didn't sit back and counterattack and wait. Mourinho did that too, and he got vilified for it, and they showed him the door. So, what's the difference with the way Ole is playing?
Okay, well, Arsenal. This is not the Arsenal I know. The Arsenal I know.
This has nothing to do with Arsenal right now.
So my point being, like, everybody changes. All right, this is not the Liverpool that we know. Like, the Liverpool that we know is not supposed to be on the brink of getting 101 points. Things and times change and we evolve. We get better players, we get worse players. But now we're on a reverse curve trending upward, and I don't know why we're having a hard problem with that. But Akan,
I have a question, Em.
Go ahead, Cisse.
Em, my question to you is: every chance that we've had to clinch or grasp top 4, what happened?
Every chance that we've had to clinch or grasp top 4, what position are we in now?
No. Answer my question, Em. Please answer my question.
I answered your question with a question.
Every time we've at least remotely close to like, okay, we're in top 4, we can sustain that. We always fumble, and it's always because of Ole's nonsense, bro. It's always either he starts with a defensive squad, either he switch up the formation last minute. Who knows? He always does some type of nonsense, and we always end up playing like shit. That's why tomorrow is up in the air for me, my friend.
Okay.
So wait. I have 2 questions. Wait, then. So Cisse, what do you think is gonna happen? Will Man U make it?
I was just about to ask
Man
you
U's
that.
gonna make it. But I don't think it's gonna be like a match. It's going to be fighting, bro. Like, it's not going to be safe, secure 3-0 win or 3-1. It's not going to happen, bro. It's going to come down to the wire, unfortunately. That's because I don't have much faith in Ole in that aspect.
No faith in Ole.
So let me ask one more thing. For the both Man U fans, back for all of you guys. If that was Jose Mourinho that people get mad at all the time, right?
Yeah.
If that was Jose Mourinho in that semi-final, you think he would have started the strongest team?
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think? You think he would have?
We didn't hear you.
Yeah, the connection kind of broke up a little bit.
Yeah. So would he start? Would Jose Mourinho start the strongest team in that FA Cup semi-final? Any one of you guys can answer that.
Absolutely.
So this is my thing. I believe that what he did was, I think that there was reason. I understood why he picked the team that he picked for the FA Cup semi-final. Because if you win the FA Cup semi-final, right, then everybody's going to say, yeah, he brought out the strongest squad. And then we end up losing against Leicester. You know what people are going to say? Yeah, I don't think he should have brought out his strongest squad. I think he should have given those players rest and like that narrative, right? But if he loses the semifinal and then he ends up performing to the point where I don't even win or draw the game, if he ends up getting into Champions League, then that's gonna end up being okay. It's gonna be okay for me to lose the semifinal. I prefer to lose the semifinal, knowing that everybody is gonna be healthy and ready for the basically our final of Champions League. It's one of those things where you have to pick your poison. And the team that we had been playing with the FA Cup, they have been doing a pretty good job. Igalo has been doing a good job. What's his name? Fred has been doing a good job. McTominay, like all those players have been doing good. I don't think he should have started De Gea because that's sending mixed messages. All you needed to do was keep what's his name again? Romero. Keep Romero in the goal. Just it's a throwaway cup. I don't care about the FA Cup, honestly.
So
I don't want that. If I have to choose between the FA Cup and Champions League, I will take Champions League.
So let me ask you a simple question.
Go ahead, Cisse. Or you know what, Akan?
Hey, please go ahead, Akan. I'll go after you, bro.
I was gonna ask, was Romero the goalkeeper in the previous FA Cup rounds?
Yeah, he's been
yes. He's been in the FA Cup.
Okay, so it was a coach's decision to start David De Gea in that semi.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Mixed message only.
Right. Let's be clear.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
I can't want to say something where don't. So are you saying that the coach made a mistake? Like you can't come on and say it.
Listen, the coach had. We all watched David De Gea's performance.
Just
there.
like how look at our.
Okay. We'll let the people decide. But he went out of his way to put David De Gea in goal for that game. So you gotta consider that when you're judging Ole. That's all that I have to say.
An experience, man. We all know that.
Yo, I can't hear you.
Oh, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a little bit passionate about that one. We went 20 minutes talking about Manchester United because it's a team of my heart. Cisse's here, and we always have a difference of opinion. But Akan, let's talk a little bit about another team that's in trouble, Chelsea. How do you think they're going to fare at the end of Championship Sunday?
Well, it's going to be up in the air. Chelsea's thing is they have a really young team, and they have a really young, experienced manager. So, the thing that you get with that type of combination is inconsistency. And they do have a lot of talent, but they're inconsistent. We've seen that from Chelsea this season. So it's really up in the air, man. I have no idea. I hope that they don't get the result they need. I'm not a big fan of Chelsea or that fan, so I'll be rooting against them. But they're good enough to do it. So it's really up in the air for me.
Okay, Cisse, I don't know if you did. I'm sure you've been watching, paying attention to what's going on. You've been in the soccer family group, but there was a little dust up that happened between Sir Frank and the Liverpool staff, the Liverpool bench. Some very passionate words were exchanged. Is Lampard correct, or do you think it's just the arrogance of the Liverpool staff and the players?
Nah, I think Lampard is a bit. I don't think he was a bit professional in that aspect. Like, come on, man. Like, just take your L like a man and keep it moving. It's not. I don't think those words were necessary. Again, especially as an inexperienced coach, to be talking to a coach of Klopp's caliber, you got to show respect, man. Because I believe personally, Klopp would have said would have reciprocated the same thing. But that was uncalled for. It wasn't necessary.
B, if to me being an experienced coach or inexperienced coach, if you're getting under my skin, I don't care how many years you have on my tenure. Like, I'm gonna let you know that was a little arrogant, like stuff like that. So what do you think about the whole situation?
Well, see, what Klopp is saying is, he's not even complaining about what happened during the game. All Klopp is saying is that when the game was over, you need to just, as coaches, like, I guess, unwritten rule is that, okay, when the game is over, whatever problem that was going on, you just leave it there. You don't go in the press and you discuss it and talk about it, which is what Frank Lampard did. So he had to give him a tutorial or a coaching one-on-one on some of the basic do's and don'ts on things that you do and things that you don't do. But what's interesting to me is it's always funny to me when a Chelsea coach, not even that Chelsea coach, someone like Frank Lampard, complain about arrogance. Can you imagine? Frank Lampard, who those guys bought the league.
They're
the one that started all of this stuff. Their biggest coach was a coach who used to, before the games was over, he used to leave before the full time. He used to try to shake the coach's hand before the game is over because they are so big and mighty. The guy used to leave, used to go to the coaches before the game, the whistle's over, and shake their hands. And then they want to talk about arrogance. Can you imagine? That's the same guy who scored at Manchester United. The guy run 50 miles, sliding like he was playing.
He does do that.
Frank Lampard didn't complain about arrogance then because they were in the winning seat, right? But now when it's not going according to plan, everyone is talking about arrogance. Man, go sit down, man. That's what I'm telling you with Chelsea, bro. And their fans, no one is man enough to say, you know what? We shouldn't be complaining about arrogance because when we was in that position of winning, Chelsea fans are saying it's okay to cheat. And they're encouraging other clubs to cheat because that's what they need to do to be successful. I'm telling you, man, I just look at those guys and laugh.
Yo, Cisse. So before the whole thing started, Frank Lampard, which I guess is on his hot seat right now. Frank Lampard he did not have any. There were no transfers. The transfer ban and everything. But yet, and the expectation was low. But yet, still, these guys are now in the hunt for top four. Do you consider them exceeding expectations, or is it what we should expect from Chelsea?
Well, what should we expect? I don't know about that because it's. Obviously they had recent success, so yes, in that stature. But an inexperienced coach like Lamps, really wasn't expecting much. So for me personally, I feel like they're exceeding expectation. They're in a position to actually make top four, and especially with the new faces, young squad, really lacking experience in some areas, definitely for them to be able to manage and pull off and add some actually good football, not on a consistent level, but to play good football, and for them to be close to making top four from a game, I think that's more than enough, personally. And in truth, if I had to pick between, I'm not even going to say that. I'm a Man United fan, so I'm just let that go. Let's keep it moving, man.
I'm telling you, man, this guy's a Judas. Cisse.
I'm realistic. I'm realistic, bro. But
go ahead.
I say my Chelsea to make top four. I don't want Chelsea to make top four. That to be clear, because I want to blaze KG in the home tomorrow.
Yes, that is what I want. All I want is for them to be fifth, so I can talk about, hey guys, you remember that one time when you were in Champions League? All right. So Akan, the youth system in Chelsea, they have basically brought them up to this point. They did get Pulisic, but they had a lot of players coming up out of their youth system. Do you think and now they have Timo Werner, Ziyech, and I don't remember the other kid's name. They have a couple players that are going to be coming in. What do you think they should do?
Kai Havertz.
Yeah,
do you think they should hold on to these young inexperienced, as Cisse called it, players, or do you think they should kind of let him go?
Listen, you saw how much money they spent. It's back to the old Chelsea. Get rid of the youth. None of these young guys are going to be in the team moving forward. They're going to go back to spending big money and bringing in players with high price tags to drive the boat. Just like, what they used to do back in the early 2000s. They did have that transfer ban. And the only reason they had these young kids coming through was to paper over the transfer ban. They couldn't sign players, but now that they can sign players again, they're back to breaking the bank. So Chelsea isn't a team that's historically promoted youth from the youth ranks to the first team. They're a team that buys the best players available and slots them in. That's just what they do. That's the club's DNA. So, you heard the Chelsea fans singing about youth and Chelsea through and through, and praising Mason Mount and these young guys that got them through this season. But let's see where they're at next season. They'll be singing a different tune, I bet.
I agree with you on that one. I think they're probably going to change their tune once they get that opportunity to get more players.
They do it all the time.
You know what? Let's get a little prediction. So for the Man U Leicester game, what's your prediction on that one? And also give me your prediction for the Chelsea Wolves game.
You asking me?
Yeah.
Man U Leicester. I think it's going to be a tie, to be honest with you. I don't know who that suits, but I think it'll be a tie. Chelsea, Wolves. I got Wolves taking that.
Wolves by how much? 2-1, 3-0.
Chelsea can't defend. They'll concede at least 2. Raul Jimenez will probably score. But they can score 2. I'll go 2-1.
2-1. Okay. The fact that Conte is not there, then that's already 2 goals that's going in.
They got to put somebody in goal, and they might as well put me in.
Here it is. Let me see. Let me hear how you're speaking.
Oh, B, you take out mute.
I said no. I said okay. Go ahead, Cisse, for your prediction. I'm curious to hear where you're headed.
Yeah. We're gonna win. I'm not too concerned, but it's going to be close. It's my prediction will probably be 3 because we're not just gonna. They're gonna attack us. I'm probably gonna be 3-1 in the first half. Then we're gonna continue to go in the second half and make everyone worry and panic and stuff like that. The usual Man United of late.
So,
but for the Wolves, I want Chelsea to lose. So I'm definitely going for 3-1. Chelsea cannot defend at all, but they're but that back line, and how the Wolves counterattack. Their counterattack is serious. So I definitely see them conceding more than 1 or 2 goals. So 3-1 Wolves.
All right, B, your thoughts.
I think Manchester United is catching Leicester at the right time with a lot of injuries. And they have been performing really poor since the restart. So I think Manchester United I think Manchester United is gonna win. And for some reason, Brandon Rodgers, man, that guy, he can't get over the hump all the time. So I think Manchester United is gonna win. But I think that Chelsea Wolves game, I think that is gonna be the danger one. Because Wolves is a dangerous team, boy. Right? Those guys are really dangerous, and they know how to play. They know how to sit back and catch everyone else on the counter. They are very good at that.
Deadly.
Yes, they're very good at that.
They play like United.
Yep.
I'm not gonna do.
So how did that Arsenal game go? How did that Arsenal Wolves game
We
go?
can talk about Arsenal later if you want to.
No, Arsenal beat Wolves.
We're just making an observation about
Yeah, but
No, we don't have time for that right now. We're
really?
only talking about teams that are going to make Champions League or getting relegated.
Well, you brought it up. You brought up Arsenal.
You guys are fighting for your place with. So
Keep the stay on the tracks.
all right. So let's talk about. Okay, you know what? Let's talk about another team that's not Arsenal. Another team that matters. Liverpool. They are the reigning champions. They have been the champions for the past 7 games before the actual league was over, which I think is a record. They were trying to get to 101 points. Like that's basically what they were trying to go now to achieve, which is a pretty an amazing feat, honestly. But one development that happened this week is Jordan Henderson. He was awarded the Footballer of the Year. B, do you agree with that? Jordan Henderson is the Footballer of the Year. Is he the best player in the Premier League right now? Basically, why they gave him a trophy.
well, I would say the Footballer of the Year is something very tricky, right? I think he should get it. That's the first thing. Why? First, he's the heart and soul of Liverpool, right? That's the guy that replaced one of Liverpool's greatest ever player. That's a very hard thing to do, right? He replaced Steven Gerrard. He's the captain of the team, and he's the guy he's the heartbeat. He ensures that everything works. He ensures that everyone perform at the level that they should perform. Is he the best player in the Premiership? Probably not. You could say Kevin De Bruyne, but man, those guys win the league by 100 points. Like, so you have to reward winning. So it's hard for you to give the award to someone like that, and their team is so far behind. That sends the wrong message. So I am fine with them giving it to Jordan Henderson.
Adrisa.
Yes, sir.
There's another guy on Liverpool, Sadio Mane.
Hey, my friend.
Is the African Player of the Year, right? He has scored, how many goals has he scored? I can look it up, but he has scored probably 15 to anywhere between 15 to 20 goals. He's been given Liverpool. How?
Double digits.
And he is not. You had a choice between Henderson, Sadio Mane, Firmino, who I think is one of the top 5 best second strikers. You can pick. You can pick. Well, maybe not Van Dijk, but there's so many other players that you can pick. Why did they pick Jordan Henderson? And do you agree with that decision?
If I'm not mistaken, that's the pick is based on what journalists, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's not based on football
English
players making that selection.
Yeah, so the English man.
And who recently just won the title?
Liverpool.
Oh, okay, I'm just saying, it all fits a narrative to me, man. The English press, English man, English winner, like they just kept it going, man. So it's not surprising to me. I don't think that was the right pick personally. I really do think Henderson is a very impactful player, not a top class midfielder at all. Like let's be realistic here. At least that's what I think. But I don't think that was the choice. I would have definitely selected Mane. I feel like he's definitely the difference maker on the team and the best player on that team, next to Van Dijk, because obviously without Van Dijk, Liverpool would be in shambles. But yeah, I don't think that selection was the best for me. But I understand why they did it. It fits the narrative for me, and it's not really surprising.
Wait, so Cisse, who would you pick to be like? Who would you pick?
And for the league, KDB. If I had to pick someone on Liverpool, it would be Mane, but KDB, hands down the best player in the EPL.
So Akan, basically what Cisse is saying is that there are at least 2 players that's better than Jordan Henderson, is what it sounds like. What are your thoughts on the whole situation, and who do you think should get it?
My problem with the Jordan Henderson pick is that in the past, the PFA Player of the Year has usually gone to the most talented player in the league that season. I think Salah won it. Bale used to win it all the time. Henry, even when their teams weren't winning the league. So, for me, that has always been the most talented, best player in the league. regardless of team position. So Jordan Henderson is probably, as important as he is to Liverpool and them winning the league this season and the stop-start with the COVID-19. I understand why it happened, but that's typically not how that award is handed out. It usually goes to the best player. And I think Sadio Mane was the most talented player on his team and in the league. So I think he should have got the award. But, it didn't happen this year. But
okay, no.
Jordan Henderson, I do think he's underrated and he does deserve awards and some shine. But I'm not sure this was the time for it.
Go ahead, B.
Okay, so first thing, we all agree that Kevin De Bruyne was probably the best player in the league this year.
I don't agree with that. I think
Kevin De Bruyne.
I think Mane had a better year than him.
You think Mane had a better year than KDB?
Okay, you know what? That's debatable. We can let put both of them, right? No, for me, Kevin De Bruyne get ruled out of this award because Liverpool won it by such a big distance.
Right.
So, and you have to award winning. So that I understand. No, the Liverpool coach.
Sheesh.
Liverpool coach, my brother, put on a shirt, man.
No, put it on.
Yeah,
all right.
So
I
don't like. Hold on, B. I don't like the fact that there's not one Chelsea fan and the guy.
Typical Chelsea.
Go ahead, B. Go ahead, B.
We already voiced his concern about Chelsea. So
Friend, we're gonna lose. I'm just hoping that.
Oh, we know.
That's
We
my
know.
only thing.
We know. We all got the same bed.
You know what?
Oh, shit.
You know what? I don't even need to say nothing more about Chelsea. We have Nahum on tape.
I'll be the first
guy to lose.
Yeah, our defense can, if they cross the ball, it's a half a chance to goal.
It's gonna with Rudiger, and you know what? If it's a half a chance if you guys can clear it, Rudiger is gonna lay it up for somebody for Traore.
Easy.
But Conte
trust.
But okay, let me ask you. So who you think is based on what happened, right? The Liverpool game. Who you think is gonna start now? Liverpool, Chelsea, who played somewhat poor. They played poorly in the first half, and the second half that Pulisic and Tammy Abrahams who came on. What do you think he's gonna do? You think he's gonna go with the second half performance?
I think he's gonna match them up in shape. So I think they're gonna go with the 3-4-3, so like a back five,
right?
Because of Traore. And I think what he'll do is he'll sit Mason Mount and he'll start Pulisic, which is what he should have done because Mason Mount had a poor game against United. David De Gea just gave him a gift. So I think
he does that often.
But I honestly speaking, we can definitely beat Wolves. Wolves are very sketchy in the back line. It's just that they tend to do well when they're playing counterattack football against top teams.
But okay. I also think Wolves today, like if we have to pick a team, I think Wolves is a more dangerous team right now than Leicester because of all the injuries Leicester is having
United
and how they're playing.
United are gonna watch Leicester.
Yeah,
I would not like to play Wolves for the final.
Yeah,
final top 4 game. Nah,
Traore is gonna be a problem for anybody that's on that outside back that you guys have.
I just think United might concede 1 or 2, but they're gonna score like 4. That's why. That's the only hope I have is that United are going to beat Leicester City, and we're in.
Oh yeah,
I have zero chance. I have zero faith in our ability to defend. And Jimenez
is tough, man.
Jimenez, Wolves' strength is Chelsea's weakness. Like they play somewhat similar to Sheffield, and the fact that they get the ball out wide and get crosses in, and Jimenez is always in and around that area. And the problem we have with our center backs is the fact that they mark space and not a man. So when a cross comes in, all you have to do is find the space between the men. And if the cross is good, just like Alexander-Arnold's cross was, then it's good. And then let's not act like Liverpool doesn't play the game of their lives every time they play Chelsea. Like upper 90 free kicks,
that was a
upper
good
90. Keita hasn't scored 1 goal all season. The guy's hitting upper 90 on front. What do you want us to do? Alexander Arnold puts it in between Rudiger and Azpilicueta on the spot. So I don't think that we played necessarily bad. I think everything just went right for them in that game.
Did Conte play in that game?
No, he didn't play.
Nah, Conte.
Man, come on, God.
He played. He tried to protect Jorginho, so he plays with two guys in the middle. So he played Kova and Jorginho in the middle. But if Conte comes back, maybe he goes to a 4-3-3. Maybe.
There's a chance that Conte might play tomorrow.
Yeah, Lampard said he's gonna make that decision, but he's back in full training. So hopefully he does. But to be honest with you, I don't think we need Conte against Wolves because their midfield is very slow. It's more the wide players that I'm worried about. Because they have Moutinho. Moutinho has been playing football since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And then they have the Neves. And so I'm not really worried about their speed. But Conte, we need Conte, yeah?
Yeah, I was hoping Conte would be out for the rest of the season. But, saving grace, it doesn't matter.
If Leicester beat United and we get a point, United, you're not safe.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. We're probably going to be giving you guys, Man U's probably going to be giving Leicester, I think 3-1. But what we were talking,
I don't believe that's going to happen. Leicester is they have played probably a game and a half worth of good football since the restart. And Brandon Rodgers he has a reputation of being someone who always muck it up when it gets really important. The guy had the title to win at Liverpool. He started acting if it was another club, they probably would have fired him. It's right now, and they probably can still fire him because it's Leicester, right? And those guys got rid of Claudio Ranieri, so it's not even that far-fetched, right? If they don't make it, because those guys were 15 points ahead of United 1 point, 14, 15 points.
February.
Yeah.
4 points ahead in February.
All right. So now we were talking about I guess before you jump on, we were talking about the player of the year, Jordan Henderson getting the player of the year. What are your thoughts on that whole situation? Do you think he should have gotten it, or do you agree with that? Or if not, who do you think should get it?
I feel like we have a tendency just because we disagree with something, we downplay a person's ability. I've been a victim of it. Akan has been a victim of it. I just want to throw that out there because it's when we talk about Messi and Ronaldo, right? We say we downplay Messi or we downplay Ronaldo, and it's they're both fantastic. You know what I'm saying? So with Jordan Henderson, I'm one of the biggest fans of Jordan Henderson because of what he brings to the team. But to say that Jordan Henderson is the best player at Liverpool this past season, I think maybe the third or fourth best player. Alisson had I think he had 19 shutouts or something crazy. Van Dijk has had a fantastic year. Mane to me is probably had the best season out of all of them, or the most consistency. But I don't think it's crazy that Hendo wins it. I don't think, and he's English. Let's be honest here. It's English journalistic.
Yeah, I think
you go.
I think the English journalism has a lot to do with it, but I think
no, let's not do that though. I don't let's not make it. Let's not pull that card where we're the Liverpool coach who's German said he thinks Jordan Henderson should get the award over Mane. No, and I'm not. And as what Nahom said, we're not saying Mane is a bad player. No one is saying that. Same thing with Kevin De Bruyne. But Kevin De Bruyne is ruled out because those guys are lost by 100 points. You have to award winning. It's the same thing.
I agree with that.
All right, put it in basketball. If we were making it like this, we would have given LeBron James the trophy as the MVP every year. And we can't do that. There are other guys who's having good seasons. Same thing with Kobe. You would give them the MVP trophy every year. But there are other guys who's having good seasons, and you have to award winning. I'm just saying that's how I look at it. So I have no problem. It even stamped it for me when their coach said he thinks Jordan Henderson should receive it. He's happy that he got it. So that was the seal of approval for me.
But within the context of Liverpool, when you're in a team full of great players who all had great seasons, how do you decide what to reward in that case?
Yeah.
Henderson brings the leadership, but Mane brings the talent and he brings the goals, and goals win games. So, how do you pick Henderson over Mane? or Salah or Alisson?
Well, I'm going to refer back to the coach.
What's the question I think Connor's asking, all right? Like, what are the metrics?
I get what he's saying. But what I'm saying is I'm going to refer back to the coach, the one who sees them every day, and because the coach is going to listen. No, this is why I'm going to do it. We have guys in our group who said Klopp is the greatest coach in football. Right? So if guys in our group said Klopp is the greatest coach in football,
shout out to
why are we not going to take his opinion? And he sees them every day. He sees the same two players that we're talking about every day. And that coach made that decision and say, you know what, I think that guy should get the award. So I am fine with that.
When did you have a press conference? Was it before the actual results, or was it after? And by the way, Mane finished 5th in the voting, which is absolutely ridiculous. They had Marcus Rashford over Mane.
Come on, man.
Let's be honest, man. African football players.
Come on, man.
African football players have always been disrespected. Always.
Yeah, that we agree with. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true.
What does Mane have to do?
Man.
Right,
yes,
exactly.
Okay, but wait, that is true. But to be fair, how many African players have won the award?
I think just Mahrez, because I don't think Drogba's ever won the PFA.
Wait, but what happened to did Salah won the PFA?
I think Salah won the PFA.
Salah won.
Toure won the PFA.
Yeah, hey, don't. That's North Africa, brother.
No. Hey, I'm asking a question. Did Yaya Toure won the PFA?
You should have won it more. I think maybe he got it.
Oh my God!
But he should have had maybe 2 or 3.
We named 3 guys that won it.
So the
history of the award. Look at the players that have won it. We have to stay consistent with the history of the awards.
We're not going to. I'm not going to come on camera for people to see Bernard saying that, like I don't know that there is some form of, tricks going on with and the way how they treat Black and African players. I'm not going to come and say that because we know that's true. But I'm just saying, Jordan Henderson is not that far-fetched, my friends. Like, so the coach said that. I don't think it's not that far-fetched.
So like B said, Jordan Henderson is not the glamorous choice, but he is he plays a big role in the Liverpool team. He's not the guy that scores all the goals. He's not the guy that's getting all the shutouts, but he's an integral part of the team. Another thing that's happening, another thing that's going to be going down this weekend, Championship Sunday, is not only the teams that are fighting for top 4, there are also teams that are trying to stay away from this relegation business. 2 teams in particular is Watford and Aston Villa. So looking at the stats, we see that Aston Villa is going to be playing West Ham, so that's going to be a tough one. And Watford has it easier. They're going to be playing Arsenal. Nahom. Nahom, who do you think is going to make get out of relegation? Watford or Aston Villa?
So I think Aston Villa has momentum going to this game. Watford is completely out of no confidence there. And they sacked their manager with 2 games left, which I don't know. Maybe they're planning for the championship already. But I just see Aston Villa getting a result before Watford beats Arsenal. And Arsenal and Watford have a little rivalry because it's a London derby, isn't it? And B, it's the whole cojones thing with Troy Deeney. Troy Deeney and Arsenal fans have gone out for a while, and Arsenal haven't forgotten, man. They held on tight to that, so I think Watford are going to be open because they're going to be chasing the game. So I don't think there's no way Arsenal. I can't say there's no way because Arsenal is like the most unpredictable team I've ever seen in my life. But they shouldn't lose that game. I would like my chances versus West Ham versus Arsenal personally, and it's their last home game. Just everything's against them.
Okay, so Cisse,
yes, sir.
Aston Villa, they got a little player on there, Jack Grealish. What are your thoughts on the whole situation? Because you know that if Aston Villa stays up, he's more than likely going to want to stick around. But if they go down, there's a particular team in Manchester that's trying to get a hold of him. Well, what do you think?
Man,
what happened at that?
those guys should get relegated so the price tag goes down, and man, you scoop that guy for the low. It's simple as that, man. It's common sense, my guy. You know what I mean? It's easy as a 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
But just they are very unpredictable as well, because I was actually surprised they got that dub last game. Man, they can definitely. But I don't. Best case scenario for Manchester United fan, they get relegated. Grealish becomes cheaper. Simple as that.
Okay. So Akan, real quick. Arsenal, they're really fighting for this 10th place, and Watford is standing in their way. Do you think Arsenal is going to get this win?
Yes, Arsenal will get the win.
Are you speaking with your heart or just?
It's a little bit of both, but this should be an easy win for us. We need to bounce back and finish the season strong, heading into the FA Cup final. So, this is a great opportunity for us to do that. So I think the lads will be motivated. Arteta, let's see what he does. But
if I can ask you on that question,
next games.
Would you think Arteta's going to start a strong squad? Because you guys you're literally banking everything on the FA Cup, being that it gets you to Europe as well, and you need that cash revenue. So do you think he'll start a strong team?
I think he'll rotate a little bit against Watford, but the big players will still play. Aubameyang will play. Xhaka will probably play, and David Luiz will probably play. But the rest of the team...
You said the big guys in your name. Xhaka and David Luiz. I'm teasing.
David Luiz is a big player for us, like it or not. You saw what he did in the last round against City. So, let's not take the piss out of David Luiz. He shows up in the big games.
All right. So B. So there's currently I think 4 teams. So there's Aston Villa, Watford, Norwich is already out, and then you have Bournemouth. So out of those 3 teams, who do you think is going to survive? Aston Villa, Watford, Bournemouth.
It's tricky for me because I don't even think Arsenal's going to win the game. Like, for some reason, I have a funny feeling because there's nothing for them the Arsenal team, there's nothing for Arsenal to play for. Right? Right? Arsenal has nothing to play for in this game because they have the FA Cup. So if I was the coach, I would rest everyone, even Martinez, the goalkeeper, because the worst thing you don't want is someone to get hurt, and then you're like, they can't play the FA Cup final, right? So if that happens, then everyone is going to complain, and then that's going to be a big issue.
So
right?
how is that different from when Ole rested the players in the FA semifinals because we wanted to make sure that everybody is healthy for the final game against Leicester?
Yeah,
because big managers don't rest players in games; they rest players in training.
There you go, boss. Tell them.
Okay, so
no. It's all situational. Man United was in a semifinals already. If you're already in the semifinals, you have to play your best players. That's basic. That's 101, right?
So,
Arsenal right now is not playing for anything. Arsenal biggest game right now is next week, right? And you cannot afford to lose anyone for next week. So why, like, for example, why is Aubameyang playing? The only reason they have for him to play is for the Golden Boot. He's like 4 goals away. Leave that alone. We need him. He's needed for the finals. What's the purpose of you? Okay, you beat Watford and you come 8th.
We need Aubameyang sharp for the final. That's what we need.
We don't
need 2 weeks.
You hear what these guys are arguing about? These guys are arguing about.
I haven't even thought about the FA Cup yet. I'm freaking out about the game tomorrow. No, but like B, would you feel comfortable going to a final with 2 consecutive losses? Is that good for the vibes and the confidence?
Well, I'll feel comfortable with everyone. I get what you're saying, but I'll feel comfortable with everyone healthy and available. That comes in this situation. That comes first, because what you don't want is Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, all of them play and they get injured. And Arsenal is funny like that. Like Arsenal has that juju on them that all those guys go play and something like that just happen.
Okay, so basically what B is saying is that you guys should play Ozil tomorrow. And
no, I don't want him to play either. He's finished at the club.
I would play him.
Well, why is he? But he's doing campaigns. Why is he doing campaigns if he's finished? I was scrolling through a Bleacher Report and I saw Ozil and a few other players doing like New Jersey campaigns. I'm like, yo, Arsenal, like they just either they're messing with the fans or they just like it's just I don't know. I'm like, bro.
Not home. It's a part of the job. I just saw Chris Smalling did promotion stuff for Roma, and the guy's there on loan for next year. Like but it's a part of the require. I guess it's a part of the requement. Yeah. You can't read too much into that.
Fulfill those duties.
So he brought up some throwaway cup that you guys are gonna be playing at some point. Man U, we didn't want it anymore, so we gave it away. Why are you shaking your head?
Fellas, I'm giving you 3 more minutes.
Yes. FA Cup is going on. You know, what are your thoughts on that upcoming game?
On the final?
Yeah. FA Cup final.
It's going to be tough. I think Arsenal should be the favorites going into the cup. We historically always perform in the FA Cup. And, I expect us to do what we always do and win the cup. It might be a little bit tougher this year. No Aaron Ramsey. He's a player that has always performed in the cup for Arsenal. But the team historically usually gets it done in the cup, so I think Arsenal's a good bet here.
So now home, the team that's in 10th place is heavy favorites against a team that's. What do you think? What do you think about the outcome for the Chelsea Arsenal game?
I mean, first of all, right now my focus is on Sunday at 11 o'clock. Okay, my friend. But if I can get my heart to think about that game, it's one of those things where I think it means a lot more to Arsenal. But similar to Baku, if Arsenal beat Chelsea in the Europa League final, they're in the Champions League, and that could do wonders for their budget. And so they were favorites going into that game, quote unquote, and they took 4. So I'm gonna be honest. I just want to make Champions League, bro. Some players.
That's a good end.
Fantastic. I like our chances. I would honestly say, if you look at this past with Lampard versus Arsenal, we won one game and then we tied the other one. We should have won. They got 10 players, so we outplayed them in these games. Or outscored them, at least I should say. So I like our chances, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Champions League is like what Lampard will be graded on. That just be like a cherry on the top, the FA Cup.
So Cisse, give me a quick prediction. What do you think the outcome is gonna be for that Chelsea Arsenal throwaway cup? You're muted. I have no idea what you're saying, Cisse.
Cisse, your service is not working because you're lying down.
Your broadband.
No. Give me a prediction, Cisse.
Me lying down has nothing to do with the service. What?
His belly.
So me being comfortable is why the service is bad.
Guys got 2 candles. I got 2 candles lit.
But yo, I don't like hearing KG happy, so I want Arsenal to win. So I'm
hey, my friend, what kind of rubbish business are you running?
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
If KG wins,
I think it would be good. Like Arsenal needs, like you guys need something. Like your season has been in shambles. So if you guys can get a little FA Cup and get victorious with 10 places, like kudos to you guys. So next season we're gonna have
No,
two
B.
teams.
I want to hear B. B. What are your thoughts on the final?
Oh, let me just give my thoughts and then I can go. I'm an Arsenal fan, so that's why I want to win. I think the game is gonna be a little bit closer. To be honest, I think the first half of the Chelsea-Liverpool game, I was happy. The fact that Pulisic came on and they had such a big comeback, because even though they lost that game, that is something that sort of lift their spirit a little bit, which are probably going to carry over into this Wolves game. So that's why I really want Wolves to beat them, because if Wolves beat them, that would help us. Because if Wolves beat them, that they're going to be they're going to be down a little bit, and that would give us that little extra, right? I'm just saying.
Hope.
But
That's
I gotta
all
go, fellas.
He's running on hope. All right. Well, I guess
I gotta go, fellas.
Here. All right, guys. Well, this is the last part of it. Once again, where am I? Okay. Yeah. This is where I close it up. All right. Our family reunion. It has come to an end. Thank you, Cisse, for jumping on. Respect. Thank you, Akan, for saying everything wrong about Arsenal. Thank you, B, for carving some time out of your busy day. And thanks, Nahom. But next time you need to put your shirt on. Please leave your thoughts, suggestions, feedback, and any corrections in the comment section below. For all things Soccer Family, check us out on thesoccerfam.com. So there you can get our podcast, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, email. Just help support and subscribe to our project for as like $1 a month. You can get exclusive content and you can be a part of our family. So we're looking forward to hearing what you have to say. I hope I get to see you guys next family reunion. Little more.
Let's go Chelsea.
Bless up.
More.
Bless up.